Hello there, my name is Cathi Barker and I'm from Software Solutions. And you're watching a video that's part of a collection of videos that goes with my Excel Level 2 Functions, Charts and More course. This particular video, I want to show you some of the tips and tricks with regards to functions and to dates. And so I'm going to actually go to a sheet called dates in the Excel 2 file that accompanies our courseware. I hold the control key and I zoom in just so you can see more clearly what I'm up to. First thing I want to share with you is there is a key combination if you ever want today's date, and it's control semicolon. Semicolon is the dot comma. So if I hold the control key and press the semicolon while I'm sitting in C4, then I get today's date. If I want a date that's going to change, then I need a function, not a shortcut key combination. So in C6, I would type equals TO. TO is enough to trigger a function called today, and the today function returns the current date. So today it'll say the 30th, the next day it'll say the 31st, and the day after that it'll say the 1st. So if you want something that changes, enter, then use a function like today. But what if you don't just want the current date, you want the current time? So I go equals NO because I'm looking for a function called now. If I double click now and press enter, the now function not only gives you the current date, but also the current time. Okay, and this will change as I work with my spreadsheet. The next group of functions are year, month, and day. And I want to show you these, but I really don't think that this sheet really sells those functions. So I'm actually going to go back to an earlier sheet that we worked with, called HR data. Now, I can see it sitting right here, but I do want to share with you, when you've got a file that's got a lot of sheets in it, as this file does, that goes with your level 2 course, you may want to right-click these two triangles in the lower left of your screen. When you right-click, you get a list of all the sheets in this file. And if you're working with files that have a lot of sheets in them and you're trying to navigate these sheets effectively, it's sometimes easier to just right-click, choose from the options, and then click OK. And I'm taken straight to where I want to be. Now, this particular spreadsheet has a column with the date of birth, column B. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to create a column that shows me the year they were born, the month they were born, and the day they were born. So I'm going to click on column C, and I'm using the plus on my number pad. I'm just going to go Control plus 1, 2, 3. Now, if you don't have a number pad, you'll have to use the plus above the equal sign, which means you'll have to go Control Shift plus because you're using the top character when there's two characters on a key. The first thing I want to do in C1 is type year. To the right of that, I want to type month, and to the right of that, I want to type day. And I want to use these functions to extract the year, the month, and the day out of their date of birth. Now, starting with year equals Y, there is the function year that returns the year of a date between 1900 and 9999. That's as far as the range it can handle. So double click year and then click on the date of birth. When I press enter, it'll extract the year. Now, unfortunately, it's not showing it as a number, it's showing it as a date. And that often happens with Excel when we insert columns to the right of a column that contains a date. So I'm just going to select columns C, D, and E because I suspect it's the case with all three of them. And on the Home tab, I'm going to just set their format to General, which is no specific format. And now I can see that 1970 was the year that this person was born. And if I double click the thin black cross, it pulls out all the years. But now I want to show the month they were born, equals MO. Equals MO is enough for me to then be able to double click month. I'll then click on their date of birth, and when I press enter, it tells me the month is November 11, and I can fill it down just by double clicking. Now I want to pull out the day, equals DAY. That returns the day of the month, a number between 1 and 31. Double click day, click on their date of birth, press enter, and they were born on the 16th day. So there is a function called year, there's a function called month, and there's a function called day. And I think putting them on this data set actually sells it more of how you would use those functions. But let's go back to the sheet called dates. I'll right click these two triangles, I'll choose the date sheet, and I'll go OK. There is one other function I'd like to show you. It's not really a date function, but it's the last function I'm covering. Often I get asked, how do you show the name of the sheet, the name of the file, and where it's saved actually in the spreadsheet? Not in the headers and footers, but actually in the spreadsheet. And it needs to be able to update if the sheet name has changed, or the file name has changed, or the location in which the file is saved has changed. Well, that is a function called cell. Let me just take this down a bit. In F1, I'll go equals C, and there's cell. I'll double click cell, and then I'll double click file name, and simply press enter. And it basically tells me the name of the sheet is dates. The name of the file is copy of XL2, and that's where it's saved on my machine. If I was to double click dates and call it 123, immediately it updates. And if I double click again and call it dates, it updates. So that's another useful function. I hope you've enjoyed this collection of functions that we've gone through. We've covered at least 40 functions. But I think the biggest piece of advice is when you press equals and you hit the first letter like A, those are all the functions in Excel that begin with A. And if you click them once, you can actually read about what a function does. So for example, this converts a Roman numeral to Arabic. So if I double click Arabic and then maybe click a cell like this one and press enter, should I ever go over here and go CC? Then that's 200. If I go CC, XVII, that's 2217. There's other functions, like if I put 441 and went over here and went equals R, then I can convert that Arabic number to Roman. Roman, that one. And that basically is that number in Roman. There's other functions, like if I put 100 here and to the right of that went equals CON, there's a convert function. Converts a number from one measurement system to another. I might choose convert. There's the number, comma, and then here are all the measurement systems I can convert from. Whether I'm converting from grams, or whether I'm converting from meters, nautical miles, feet, inches, and yards. If I'm converting from hours or seconds or minutes, whether I'm converting from pound force or kilojoules or calories, horsepower, horse strength, Celsius, Fahrenheit, teaspoons, tablespoons, pints, UK or US, gallons, litres, bushels, cubic meters, cubic nautical miles, all sorts of acres, all sorts of options in here. So maybe I'm converting 100 US acres, comma, to square meters. Enter. So 100 US acres is 404,687.261. So lots of functions in Excel. Explore. See you on the next video. Please like or subscribe. Thank you. Bye.